We're playing Mr. Dario. That's 24 hours stream. I don't know about that, bro. Alright, knight of 3. Does this change anything? It does not. I will not play a Caro-Kann when they go knight of 3, though, because it's not usually something I would expect. It's like after c3, sorry, c6, they don't have to play into like a Caro, so probably just play d5, or maybe what I like to play usually when people go knight of 3 right away is I just go knight of 6. And to see which pawn do they want to push, if they want to fianchetto, I'll do the same thing. So they want to go e3. I will not go, I could go e6 actually. You know what? Sometimes if you're not sure what your opponent's doing, it's okay to copycat a little bit as long as they're developing, but you have to be careful. So I'm just going to see what they're doing. This is a movie I might play. This is a move I might play anyway. This is not a move I'm going to copy. To be honest, that feels a little bit slow, but a little bit weird for me. I might go d5 right away. I'm either going to go d5 or bishop e7. In fact, I think I'll just go bishop e7. No, maybe I will not. I might actually bring the knight out too. There's so many choices. I'm going to bring the knight out. I just want to see what they're doing. I'm just going to develop. Maybe I'll go d5. Maybe not. I will go d5 now, just to prevent them from pushing d5. If bishop b5, I'll just bishop d7, no problemos. Not worried about this. I don't want to spend too long in the openings here, considering it seems to be like maybe better if I'd explain after the game some of the ideas instead of ending up in a bullet match. Okay, so they're castling, that makes sense. Sorry, I just got some food here. I guess I got enough sandwich. Delicious. Okay. Well, I take a bite of my sandwich, I will decide what I'm going to do. Well, with the French, this pawn would be over here. Why not queen d7? So I'll just, queen d7 here would be a bit of a blunder, because after queen d7, there's knight e5. I'll show you after the game, though. So I'm probably going to go either bishop e6, d6, or bishop e7. What kind of sandwich? This is a avocado tomato sandwich. I'm going to go d6. I'm not sure if this is the best move, but I'm trying to make active developing moves without having to overcomplicate. I don't see any risk of a blunder yet. So it would have been more of a French, I think, if it was, I think if this pawn was here, or maybe that's an advanced French. This is, yes, this is called a ready. Horror sandwich? You don't like avocado? Or tomato? Or not even mayo? No. I'm also vegan, bro, so I don't eat mayo. And I'm not gonna have any vegan mayo. Alright. I could jump here, and a lot of people I think would just jump and attack this right away. But I'm trying to prove that it's much better to just complete your development and be safe. Just castle my king. And then from this point, maybe I'll decide maybe I'll get rid of the bishop. You know, if they take, obviously that's going to be good for me. And especially if I manage to open this up, because the double bishops will be absolutely brutal. Anyway, some Nutella. Yes, Nutella's pretty good, actually. I haven't had Nutella in a while, though. Okay, so they're pushing c4, which actually is interesting to me. I'm definitely going to take it. I'm just having a look here. So, they probably going to take back with the bishop, but then I'm not quite sure what the idea was in the first place. But after that, I take, if I get my bishop on c6, if they move theirs away, to be honest, my bishop is going to be better placed. They might, I don't know what they're considering. I think they're hoping that I just do nothing and allow them to push. You don't want to allow them to push it, because then my bishop's a little bit squishy. However, maybe I do want to allow them to push. So let me just say for a second, some hypothetical world. If I went a6, you know, let's just say they take and they push. What are the pros and cons of this? Well, pros are, it means this bishop will never be active over here. This knight will not be able to get in this way. Might just go like this. Only because I'm aware that if this happens and I go back to e7, they have to push this way to come through. However, don't know if I even want to give them this. No, I am going to do this. I'm actually going to do this. You're jumping horse right there? Or you're def jumping the horse. There's just no reason to, because even if I trade my knight for their bishop, it just helps their development and it's actually better for them. So they clearly do not want this. Now I will take the pawn. Why will I take the pawn now? Because it's free now. They can't capture back with the bishop. And then I'm also threatening this if I want to. Although this is probably the idea. A lot of the times in these structures, players, they want to get the queen over here, something like this, and they want to attack. I might try to jump my knight there. The reason I'm considering this is because they can't then go back there. And if they trade and trade, if they don't do the right thing, I will get a knight plonked right in the center. Or right in their face. Then they can go b6. Maybe I don't want to overcalculate, whatever. Like I said, I don't want to overcalculate. I could simply go b5. Then I might have to bring this knight back, just defend, in case they try to meet me over here somehow. So I'm going to do this because I can. It seems like a logical move, just take away some squares. It means I know where they're going with the bishop. They're going here with the bishop. And since they're going there, I'm probably just going to go knight e7, knight g6, and then bring my bishop to this square. And they're going to sack the bishop. They didn't see that they could just go here and it's not a problem. I am totally okay with that. Going to teach my YouTube the double jump piece. Hell yeah. This looks good for me now, of course. I don't see any reason. Normally I'd want to keep my bishop. However, if I let them trade this and I get this and then I get this, then I'm just not too concerned. I mean, I'm also the only one controlling a file here. I might actually just allow them to trade. I'm gonna go knight to e7. My plan's not changing. Like this. If they do nothing, I'll take the knight with my bishop. There's kind of a bit of a backwards knight discovery. And if they take the bishop, I'm gonna end up undoubling my pawns by taking and pushing. And that seems to me like a logical move. Okay. Take back, and I'll push. If they push, I'll take. Not a problem. It's basically a trade, but it also brings one of my pawns back towards the center to support my other pawn. Bro, these 200s are playing a lot harder than I thought. Now, I could go like this, but after takes, I have a loose pawn over this. I'm actually just going to take this. I really don't see any reason not to. And not kind of remove my pieces like this. Okay. Now, I could go like this. I could bring the rook there. I'm probably just going to make some simple moves. I might actually just see if they want to trade the queens. Because I'm up 2 pawns, I may as well try to trade. And if they try to avoid it, like maybe they go there, I'll just pin it. Rook there, I'll take. Take. Simple chess. That is, okay. Whilst that looks like a move you want to play, I do not believe it is. I think they're calculating taking this and then winning this, but let's just say I go here, attacking this. I will end up taking it if they push, but here, takes. After takes, I can then take. So they're not going to be winning a knight for free. Otherwise, if they take this, I take with check, and then I move the rook. Let's just see what happens before I overcomplicate this. No point overcomplicating it. You usually don't want to pin something in front of an important piece like a queen. So they self-pinned, I believe, for the attack. But it's hard for them maybe to fully calculate. I'm not sure. But in my opinion, maybe they didn't fully calculate the consequences of it. After, if this is what their idea was. I'm not sure if this is what their idea was. Because after takes and I take back, maybe they thought after takes I would take this. Actually, to be honest, even this, I could just do this and be up a piece. It might even be better. I actually don't know. But like I said, if they push, I'm just going to simply take. Yeah. There are probably better moves too, by the way. Like, I could be threatening stuff here, maybe at some stage. Well, not now. I'm just going to take this. I really don't see any reason not to. Okay. I'm not going to trade this now, even though it's winning if I do. I simply want to put my bishop on a more active diagonal. And if they don't do anything, I'll take this. And if they take here, I will take back. No problem. Why am I not pushing this pawn yet? Because it gives them 95. Okay, Hikaru. Too funny. Okay. Now I might consider pushing it, but probably not. You know what? Same thing. I just want to be more stubborn than they are. I don't even know if it's good for me to do this, but I just kind of want to be stubborn. What I might do is I'm actually going to double bubble. I'm just going to go like this. This doesn't really do anything. Never mind. I might double up this way. I'm going to threaten to double up. But you know what? We're in a winning position. What I always tell people is it's on the losing side to win. So I'm actually going to go here. Very, very slow. Threaten to do this. And likely they'll take one of these at some stage. I should probably move a bit quicker. I'm down to 2.5 minutes. This doesn't actually threaten anything, so I'm not going to feel threatened about it. I can go like this if I don't want to risk anything. I may as well just do this. I don't know if they're thinking about, sorry, if they're thinking about takes, queen check, but I just move over, there's nothing. Or I even just actually defend. Really nothing there. No, a bit of a precarious situation for them. Not quite sure what they do. Alright, simply gonna double up my rooks, and if they don't want me to, they have to take. And then I will put the other rook on A8, no problemos. Their knight doesn't have too many good squares. It's very easy for me to predict where their knight will likely go, because they either can now only go this way, back there, or they have to come forward this way, and then I can work it out. This doesn't make sense at this stage, because where are they going to go? There's no squares. That's why I haven't pushed this yet either. Yeah, simply going to do this, no problems. This is all not too shabby. Obviously I am threatening to just take their rook, so they probably have to take it. And then I will take with the queen, so I still have something guarding the, the 8th rank. Hello, speed. Okay, so they did blunder a full rook, unfortunately for them. I will take it. I don't see any reason not to here. If they take, I take. I'm not blundering any back rank checkmates because they're not going to have anything to back rank checkmate me with, and there's just too many things that have to go wrong for that. They're in check, and now I actually just capture this. This is a checkmate. Bishop is supporting the rook. Okay. Now let's do a little game reviews. Hopefully this kind of all made sense. A lot of these 200s are playing very well up until a certain point. Then I think maybe the time pressure and stuff, or maybe as soon as they make one blunder, it kind of crumbles a little bit. But good game to them. So here, yes, I was just copying what they were doing in the beginning, developing a knight, pushing a pawn into the center. Like, this makes sense to me to copy because just develop. Take some central space. I don't want to allow them to squish me here. Like, if somehow they get this, it's probably not going to happen, but still. I don't mind them trading. Here, I'm just basically bringing the bishop out, of course, just to be kind of active diagonal. I castled, even though maybe it was made more sense to just see what they're up to, but I didn't think it was necessary yet. Yeah, and here I did this, because if they went here, I was okay with this. This is what I thought maybe they were trying to go for, but I figured if this happens, and I move back, two of their pieces are not really getting into the attack here very easily. It's like they have to have the plan to somehow open up the board for this bishop to be involved in the attack, and I can probably prevent it somehow. And this knight, like, where's it going? So I just figured I'm okay with that trade, so I thought I'd just do this. Instead, though, they let me take it for free. And then here I think they missed that they could just go back. Maybe they just didn't like something about this, I'm not quite sure. This would have been way more expected. It's still slightly better for black. But after this, of course, it's much better for black. And here I'm just happy to trade things off. Normally, you don't want to trade a bishop for a knight, but I just figured after they let me kind of solidify, like if they did something random like this, I was just going to go here probably. Maybe this I just take, and after the same shenanigans, I probably just, I don't even know, whatever. Just figure it out then, but this would have felt pretty comfortable. The reason here though that I never pushed this pawn at this stage was because I just didn't need to give them this jump for any reason. And you can see it kind of I think they would have jumped in if had they had the chance. Yes, here I was just attacking. Sorry, the random line I calculated, by the way, after this was I thought, before I realized I could just take if I wanted to. So funny, I thought I could just take it. Was if for some reason I went here, 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 if they went there, and then I take with check, and then after they take, I take back, and I just figured I'd be up 2 entire pieces, but what I totally missed when I was overcalculating was after they take on d6, I just take back. And then I'm just up the whole piece for nothing. I mean, yes, for absolutely nothing at all. Or for the pawn. But yes, here I'm once again happy to trade down. I'm up an entire piece. Just bring the bishop to an active square, because it's not doing so much over here. I want to bring it on, do something here. Maybe they don't move the rook and they lose the rook. Yep. Computer saying, yeah, maybe I trade, but I didn't care about trading. I just, yeah. By the way, also here, no threats, by the way. No actual threats with them going there. But a point I'm trying to make is just don't blunder. I don't know what they're doing if I'm 200. I see this knight. Maybe I freak out and do something random, but I'll just kick it away while they have no other pieces there. This is a knight by itself is not doing anything. So I'll just get rid of it. And then when they go back, continue with my plan. Take it easy. Yeah. And here they just blundered the game, of course. And there it's just checkmate. Here they had to bring in the rook, the king, but even, I mean, it's not great for them anyway. All right.